Welcome back to Couch Time. My name's Carl. Now, I was going to talk this week about the floods in Australia, which have been some seriously fucked up. There's a lot of rain that's hit there and has affected a lot of people. For those of you in England who don't understand the size of the area that's been affected, if you draw a line from London right across to the bottom of Wales, everything south of that has been affected. That's the sort of area we're talking. Now, it's not the sort of flood that you get in the UK where, you know, in Yorkshire during the winter a river will burst its banks and half a dozen houses get some water come up a little, just about touch the bottom of the radiators. These are full-on floods. Houses literally washed away down a river. Animals gone. Houses, the water's gone up to the roof of the houses. Caravans, cabins, all been washed away. Cars washed away. Streets, roads washed away. These have been some seriously fucked up floods. And my heart goes out to these guys. And I know that the good Aussie spirit, the good Aussie mateship, everybody digs in, everybody helps everybody else out. It's fantastic. And hats off to the SES over there, the State Emergency Service. Hats off to these guys. Will do a fantastic job. They always do a great job. But what I want to talk about is bad drivers, because we get bad drivers everywhere. Now, yeah, I see them every single day. Rudeness pisses me off, something chronic. You stop to let a car come through. Somebody stops, they pulls over to let you go, and they say drive past. They're like that. They've got stiff neck disease. They don't look at you. They don't recognise. They don't. Thanks. Thumbs up. Cheers. Finger. Thanks very much. Nothing. There's no acknowledgement. They'll just fucking ignore you. And the worst ones for that, women, middle-aged women in Mercedes convertibles, rude as fuck. They just think that they're better than everybody else. Young girls in their A-class Mercedes, fucked. Again, they just think, I'm better than you, look, you owe me. They have a sense that they're better than everybody else, fucked. And the other ones is women in four-wheel drives. Because they're driving a big-ass four-wheel drive, they think they're better than everybody else. They own the road. You should stop to let me through because I'm in my nice, big, shiny, black four-wheel drive. Fuck the lot of you. I'm right, you're wrong. Well, I hate to break the news to you like this, girls, but you know what? That's just being rude. By not acknowledging people, by not saying thanks, that's just being basically rude. So, what you need to do is just say thank you. Cheers. Thanks very much. Finger up. Thanks. Anything. Just acknowledge the person that's letting you through. Just say thank you. That's all you've got to do. The other thing that bugs the shit out of you is when you come to a roundabout, there's a car in front of you and there's nothing on around it. Nothing, not a car in sight. And the person in front of you stops. And they sit there and they wait and they look and they think, can I go, can I not go? And they look again and they look again, and still you've been sitting there now for 15, 20, 30 seconds looking and there's still nothing coming. Then when they decide, I'll go, and they're indicating right, they'll pull out onto the roundabout in front of an oncoming car. Bearing in mind they're indicating right, and they'll go along and they'll take the second exit left. They don't go all the way around, so they have no idea how to indicate on a roundabout if they indicate. Now, if they're a BMW driver, they won't indicate at all. BMW drivers don't indicate. It's got to be the one thing that never wears out on a BMW is the indicator lights. They never get used. You pull up to the end of a road and you could be turning left. So what's on the other side of the road coming from the left has got nothing to do with you whatsoever. You can go that way quite happily. But you'll sit there and you'll wait. And you look to the right and the right's clear, but you're looking at traffic coming from the left. That has nothing to do with you. You don't need to worry about it. And you sit there and you wait and you think, oh, I won't pull out yet just in case. I might go a bit wide. He might be overtaking. I might have an accident that way. I might interfere with this case. The road is 200 metres wide and you're still fucking about waiting. Pull out. Get out of people's way. Or get off the road. So, by the time there's no traffic coming from the left and you think, I'll go now, you check to your right and there's a car a kilometre down the road approaching you slowly. and you think, oh wait. Now by the time you're sitting there waiting, have a look in your mirror. If you see half a dozen cars sitting behind you, you are holding up traffic. You are a menace on the road. Get the fuck off the road. Get out of the way. It's the same as when you're driving down a road. You're driving along at 60 mile an hour and the speed limit's 70 and you're doing 60, stay in the left hand lane. If you're dual carriageway, stay in the left hand lane. If you're single carriageway and you're doing 50 and there's a long line of traffic behind you, you are holding up traffic. If there's nothing in front of you, big line of traffic behind you, you're holding up traffic. You're going to be pissing people off. And it don't matter what country you're in. And I know in Australia a lot of the roads are ridiculously long, like you drive for days in a straight line without no problem. And they have overtaking areas. So people sit and they wait. They're stuck behind a truck, or they're stuck behind somebody towing a caravan, or they're stuck behind some slow ass prick who has no idea, does not understand the big long line of traffic behind them wants him out of the way. So then they come to the overtaking area, the overtaking lanes, and they stay in the right. In Australia, get to the fucking left, let cars pass you. Let people go past. In the UK, you're driving along, you're sitting in the outside lane and there's a long line of traffic behind you and the inside lane's clear. Pull the fuck over. Get out of the way of people, because you're only going to slow everybody up. And that's when you get road rage. But by fuck, when you ever go at one of these people, if you toot at them and you ever go at them, they look at you like you're on crack. What's your problem? Why are you having a go at me? I've done nothing wrong. I'm just driving along quite happily. Now the other thing is on normal roads. Normal roads around the street, around the town, you're driving along at 20 mile an hour. The speed limit's 30 and you're doing 20. At a push, you're holding traffic up. Again, look in your mirrors. If there is a long line of traffic behind you, you are going too slow. You are the problem on the road. You are the arsehole. You are the one that needs to pull over, get off the road, let the traffic go. Because quite frankly, you're fucking useless and you're annoying people. And that's when road rage happens, because people don't know how to drive. You drive stupidly. You pull out without indicating, you turn. One of my pet hates right at the moment, which I'm seeing so many people do, is you're driving along behind a car and all of a sudden they brake, indicate, turn. You don't understand. You indicate first before you get there, so you are letting other drivers understand, you're letting other drivers know what you are planning to do. Indicate first. When you're at a fair distance, get 100 metres, 50 metres, 25 metres, as much time as you think it's right. Indicate first. Then start braking. So you're letting everybody knows what you're planning to do. Don't fly up to a corner, brake, indicate, turn. Because you're going to piss people off again. You're going to give everybody the hump again. So not only have now you've got a long line of traffic behind you, now you've just caused everybody to anchor up because you have no clue what you're doing, where you're going. You know, they're teaching people how to drive and understand a sat-nav. Just concentrate on teaching people how to fucking drive. And I think that when you pass your test, as they do in Australia, you go onto your P plates. Fantastic. 2 years on your Ps. Once you come off your P plates, then you go on to your normal licence. You get your full licence and away you go. They should change it. Pass your test, you go onto your Ps. So you go on your provisional plates. And there is a lot of restrictions when you're on your Ps. When you get to the end of that 2 year period, then you should have another driving test to make sure that you're competent and you actually understand what you're doing behind the wheel. You understand what you're in control of. That way, we might stand a chance of having people who know how to drive. We might stand a chance of lifting the skill set of the people behind the wheel. Because currently, we are putting a lot of fucknuts on the road who have no clue how to drive. None. And that's irrelevant of what country you're in. Irrelevant. All across the world. We're putting fucking idiots on the road that have no clue how to drive. Which is a damning view of the government's driving tests. Because they're shit. They're crap. We're putting idiots on the road. And I think if you take more than if you fail your driving test 3 times, they should say, there's a bus pass, get on a bus. Take public transport. You should not be able to just keep taking your driving test over and over and over and over again until you have a good day and you pass, because then you're a fucking idiot on the road. Anyway, that's my grumble for this week. It's bad fucking drivers. My name's Carl. This is Carl's Couch Time. Now, if you like it, thumbs up, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, it helps me out, it helps to grow the channel. Thanks very much for watching. See you next week. Ta-da for now.